Hi, you're watching Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media. I'm Mike Morales here in San Antonio. That gentleman over there with the eagle on his shoulder is
Rick Levy in San Diego.
Rick, and I have been beside ourselves with joy because we have been going through a journey of agave varietals of mezcal from Escorpion, which is a specialty line from Scorpion Mezcal, the folks at Scorpion. Doug French, Barbara Sweetman were really nice enough to get these to us. Check that out. Everything you need to know.
They're giving us all the data.
All the data, yeah. Well, for those of you who are data freaks, and with Mezcal you really should be, because there's a lot of misinformation out there. And for those of you who have had Scorpion Mezcal, you know who Doug French is, the master distiller. They've been around for 20 years. They celebrated their 20th anniversary last year. If you've been watching our Sipping Off the Cuffs, you've seen us even taste and enjoy his Sierra Norte whiskeys, which really was a treat for me because whiskey. So, what's so special about this one, Rick?
Scorpion line as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this one is an Arroqueno varietal. It is a 15-month añejo aged in French oak.
Wow. So this is the trademark French oak that people have come to expect and admire from Scorpion. But this is on being aged in for their specialty line of agaves that Doug has decided he'll make mezcal from, and this is first of all, look at the color. I'm using my Stossel nosing glass, and it's a beautiful color, Rick. This is really.
And I'm our control group tonight using the Glencairn.
Using the Glencairn. I have been switching off and on between some prototypes by Stossel and Chisholm Trail glassware, and then this Stossel is the you may have seen a lot of those. For those of you who do a lot of bourbon tasting and whiskey tasting, this is kind of like the standby. Beautiful color. Nice legs and tears. I can't. If it smells half as good as the original Arroqueno.
Oh, it's got a great nose.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So the Arroqueno
my
is
God.
the genetic forebear of the Espadin, and so what I found is that it seems like it has a lot of the qualities of the Espadin, but bigger.
Well, the plant is what? This plant was 12 years old. The unaged version was also 12.
Apparently, they're very large, and they take much longer to grow and mature. And they're rare as opposed to the Espadin, which is the most common.
Now, Doug is growing these, isn't he? Growing? He is growing the Arroquenos, I think.
Is he? I wasn't sure about that.
I think there's one. I'll have to check back on his article on Tequila Aficionado, because he's growing a strain of agave, one of these varietals, that he's not even sure he'll live to be able to harvest, which is kind of bittersweet.
So maybe that is this one.
Yeah, it's kind of bittersweet because had he known years ago how the mezcal boom was going to become a burgeoning market, there's a lot of these guys who are small batch growers and distillers that would have been commercially growing some of this stuff already. Wow, I get a little bit of alcohol because we just popped these open. These are not sealed in wax, ladies and gentlemen. They're just shrink wrapped. So, but you're not missing anything as per usual. With all of the Scorpion line, the French oak is just adding another layer of complexity to it.
Exactly. A wonderful layer of barrel notes on top of the Arroqueno.
Now, first of all, it's unheard of that an Arroqueno would even be aged in anything, because it's such a rare plant that why would you, right? And Doug is going, why not? So, and I agree with him. Why the hell not? Oh, it's so mellow. There's a caramel and a vanilla on the layer there on the top.
Yes.
There's a little just a hint of alcohol at the bottom, but not a whole lot.
Yeah. And yeah, not and because of the French oak, it's not super sweet barrel notes like you would get from like a used bourbon barrel
Right.
or what have you.
Right here in
But
the
yeah,
center,
in their notes,
I'm getting
in
all
their
the whole
notes they
plant.
mentioned toffee. I'm getting the toffee.
See, and right in the center here, I get nothing but plant. I get it's almost identical to the Arroqueno, as if the wood didn't exist. Wow, 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 wow. What is it?
Yeah, my gosh, I'm getting a lovely combination of the barrel and the Araucana. Mm. Oh, yeah, so much sweeter than the oven.
Yeah, but it's really Arroqueno. You get. It's interesting that the wood notes come at the beginning and not at
Hmm.
the middle and the end of the palate. I'm still getting some pepper, and at the end, I'm getting that. Remember that underlying bitterness, just that citrus bitterness at the
Hmm.
tail end.
I'm
But
getting a little bit of a dry tannin quality on the very back of my palate.
okay, all right, I will buy that. Maybe a bitter chocolate from the French oak because it will tend to do that. A bitter chocolate, a dark chocolate.
Yeah, just some of that, a little bit of dryness right in that one spot on the palate that you get from, wood.
Oh my god! Just when you think it doesn't get any better, and
With every single one of these, we open them up, we love the nose, and then we sip them, and what hits the palate is just a big surprise
yeah, it
because it's just the palate has been so much bigger than the nose,
yes, yeah,
and
it
the
has.
nose is, the nose is quite three-dimensional to begin with.
Yeah, each of the. Well, I think we talked about it in the previous tasting. You really can't pinpoint what these mezcals are going to do because of the different varietals of plants that they're using. It's not like tequila where you come to expect and you know what's going to happen next in the next varietal. It just doesn't do that. There's no. And again, I think that's the reason that people gravitate to mezcal is because there's no consistency. There's no real consistency. You can get close, but every batch is going
Yeah.
to be different. You know, um, None of these are blended together. To get a certain age. It's just straight distillation and barrel, and that's it. That's what you're getting.
It's kind of like the early explorers heading for the horizon. Just for the adventure of it, uncharted territory. You don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah, well, I gotta tell you, man, this has been one hell of a trip. This is
Wow.
wow.
The
It's
wood, the wood is just really adding a lovely quality, and like we found with the better barrel treatments, it's not taking anything away. It's just adding another layer.
Yeah, it's not masking it. It's not pretending to be something else. It's adding another layer. And the interesting thing is, Rick, that there are a couple of mezcals. Well, really a couple of lines of not even mezcals, but sotols. I'm sorry, that react the same way to wood. Don Cuco is one of them. Don Cuco, um, when they age their sotol, it's like it just adds another layer. It doesn't mask what it is. It just becomes that much better. And I think and
Yeah.
Doug has really accomplished that with this line. It's the trademark French oak that he's at this point after 20 years he's known for. And wow, it's just beautiful stuff. None of the Joven the unaged version, or even the aged version. You don't mess with it in a cocktail. I'll be the first one to tell you.
Yeah.
That's one of my first questions. Hey, would you put it in a cocktail? No, don't do this. Don't do it.
Okay.
You'd be hurting yourself, and you wouldn't be educating yourself on the beauty and the nuances that exist in mezcals. Wow. Holy cow.
Oh, this nose is something else.
It really, if it's well made, it really forces you to linger with the spirit, and you don't need a whole lot. I mean, we're not because it's overpowering. I mean, this at this rate, this one is at this is at a what it's a 80
40.
It's not even an overproof mezcal, which is how what I'm more used to myself. This is technically we would call this a gateway mezcal, but it's even more than that. It is so well done that it's not even. I can't even try and say that this is your this is what you should use as a journey into experimenting with mezcal. This is simply a mezcal for you to enjoy.
This is the destination.
Yeah, it's the destination, not the gateway. And for I guess we need to rethink the nomenclature, but this is just gorgeous. Beautiful notes on the nose. You don't lose the plant right here in the center of whatever glassware you're using. It's all Arroqueno. Wow. How many months did he say this was aged?
15.
15 months. That explains the color. And it only goes to show you how strong that plant is, that even after 15 months, it didn't lose its character, in a French oak barrel, which traditionally does a lot for your tequila. It changes tequila a lot. Not so with the mezcal, though. Hey, Doug, don't quit your day job. I think you're onto something.
keep making more. I'm gonna need it.
Yeah, he's gonna. You're just just send it directly to Rick in San Diego. He'll be more than happy to buy the pallet.
I'll send you checks.
Just send the pallets. Oh my God.
Oh.
Mm.
No, I gotta say, with these ones we're reviewing tonight, I'm gonna be much more likely to go back there and grab one of these mezcals than one of the tequilas, at least for a while.
And nobody would blame you. I know I wouldn't. I was just talking to Rick earlier on. I said this is some of the stuff that I have to hide from myself because it's only a 375. That's as big as it gets. You're not going to get them any larger. At least not these varietals, and you're not going to need a whole lot, but you're going to want more just in case you run out. The agave apocalypse. But anyway, congratulations again, a Brand of Promise nominee in that specialty category. Is so beautifully done. Thank you, Scorpion Mezcal, for the Escorpion line. If you stay with us, we got 2 more varietals to do from this line, and you're going to love them. They're really very, very special. But in the meantime, subscribe down below to our YouTube channel if you're watching us on YouTube. Don't forget to press the other buttons so that you know what other mezcals you might want to try and watch us go through.
We're doing 6 tonight. Watch them all.
Yeah, watch them all. Just binge watch. Go ahead. Nobody's going to stop you. I'm Mike Morales here in San Antonio. That guy over there is
Rick Levy in San Diego.
You've been watching Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media, on YouTube. Catch us on all of our platforms and channels. Subscribe down below. And as we like to say here on Tequila Aficionado, tomar sabiamente.
Sip wisely.